Hi everyone. Today we are going to talk about a really interesting and complex topic, the legal marijuana industry in the United States. This isn't just a story about profitable market. It's a strategic look at the opportunities, big challenges, and how law, economic, and society interact. First, we will analyze the strategic dynamics of this industry. Then, we will identify the key factors of success. And finally, we will discuss the uncertainties that shape the industry's future. So, let's get started with the analysis of the US legal marijuana industry. I'm Ali, and we are analyzing the strategic approach of companies in today's modern world. Join me on this journey. This case study looks at the strategic situation of the legal marijuana industry in the USA, especially after marijuana became legal in several states. In early 2015, many investors became interested, and specialized investment firms were created to invest in marijuana related businesses. Even big investors like Peter Thiel, who co-founded PayPal, saw the industry potential and invested in it. This led to events like Canada's Capital Summits, which connected investors and entrepreneurs in this area. However, this new gold rush also raised some important questions. Is this industry really profitable? Will it be like the alcohol and tobacco industries, or will it have low profit margin like agriculture? The legalization of marijuana sales in Colorado and Washington in 2014 was an important change, turning marijuana from a hidden activity into a legal economic sector. By early 2015, several other states had also legalized it, either for recreational or medical use. But this industry faces complex legal challenges, mainly because of the difference between state and federal laws. Even with legalization at the state level, marijuana's continued illegality at the federal level causes problems, especially for access to the USA financial system, because banks are afraid of penalties related to money laundering and drug trafficking laws. Also, even with changes at the state level, many people are still arrested for using and selling marijuana. For example, in 2013, more than 690,000 people were arrested for marijuana related offenses, and most of those were for possessions. The US marijuana market is divided into two main parts, legal and illegal, and medical and recreational. It's important to know how much marijuana is used. For example, a government survey showed that marijuana was the most commonly used illegal drug in 2030, with 19.8 million people using it in the 1 month. While the illegal market is still very large, the legal market is growing very quickly. It's predicted that if marijuana becomes fully legal, sales could increase a lot, reaching tens of billions of dollars. To understand this industry's potential, we need to understand the market dynamics, like the number of consumers and sales trends. Because Colorado legalized recreational marijuana earlier than the other states, it's a good example for understanding how this industry develops. The state regulations have shaped how business operates, from getting licensed to following rules. At first, there were restrictions, like only medical dispensaries could get a recreational license, but later this rule changed and new people could enter the industry, and separated licenses were issued for growing and selling. This has led to a variety of companies in this industry, from a small family business to a large industry companies. In addition to the main growing and retail businesses, Other related industries have emerged, provide services and products related to marijuana, like tracking software, land for growing, special soils, investment hubs, and marijuana-infused food products. The economics of the marijuana business involves several steps, from getting a license and investing in a growing facility to cultivating, processing, and curing the plants. While many people think this is a very profitable business, we have to consider the high costs. Legalization has affected this cost, increasing expenses for licensing, compliance, and initial investment. Also, this business have various risks like crop failures, crime in this cash-based industry, and legal problems that could lead to closure or losing a license. So, to analyze this business, we have to look beyond simple profit calculation and consider these factors. Competition in the marijuana industry is influenced by several factors. There are limits because the market is divided into medical and recreational sector and because of geographical differences. Products also vary a lot, with different type of marijuana having different characteristics. But a major competitive challenges comes from illegal market, which can offer lower prices by avoiding taxes and regulations. Additionally, marijuana competes with other recreational drugs, which makes competition more complex. Ultimately, the future of this industry depends heavily on government policies, especially at federal level. Decisions about legalization, regulation, and enforcement will significantly impact market conditions, the entry large companies from other industry, and the overall direction of this sector. The tobacco and alcohol industry can offer some insights into long-term development and the marijuana industry. But there are also important differences, such as the current fragmentation of the marijuana industry compared to the concentrated tobacco industry. To summarize, the strategies in this industry mainly revolve around differentiation and focuses. Companies try to differentiate themselves by offering a variety of high quality products and focusing on customer services. They also use focus strategies, targeting specific markets like medical or recreational use, or focusing on particular geographical areas. When we analyze this using Portal generic strategic framework, we see that the cost leadership strategy doesn't work well because production costs and legal restriction are high. Instead, this industry leans more toward differentiation and focus strategies. In conclusion, the future of the marijuana industry greatly depends on changes in law and how society views it. To succeed, companies need to focus on innovation, quality, and building strong brands. Furthermore, continuously monitoring environment uncertainties and developing adaptive strategy is very important for long-term success.